Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Ben, and today I will be going over slides 58 through 61 from the chapter 7 SQL slides. Now, before I go over my particular material, I just want to give you guys a quick review of what we have previously learned. So we have learned very common SQL operations. So here we are selecting all students whose GPA is between a 3.5 and a 3.8. And the way that we do that is by using this between operator. Another thing that we were able to do is find pairs of students. So in the second query over here, we're finding all pairs of students who have the same GPA. And the way that we do that is by creating two instances of students, S1 and S2. And the third query over here is we are finding all students whose name starts with an M and is 6 characters long. So the way that we do that is through the like operator, and the like operator matches the query to a string. So here it's looking to find all the names who match with this string here. So M and then blank underscore is following it. And then we also have intersection, union, and the minus operators. So here in this query here, we are finding all instructors who work in the CS department, and we're going to get that result and union it with the result of all the graduate students who are in the CS department. And now provide us with our desired results. So my slides talk about nested queries, and that's the first thing that I will be going over today. So I created my own example of a nested query. It's slightly different than the one on the professor's slides. So I'm going to show you guys how we could use nested queries so that we could write less queries, so better queries. So I have a students table, and I want to find the students with a higher than average GPA. So one way that we could do that is first finding that actual average GPA and then querying all students who have a GPA greater than that. So I will give you guys a demo of that. So let me first show you the students table that I have. So we have 8 rows in the students table, and the students have your GPA, your name, your student ID. So first, let's find the average of this table. Let's find the average GPA. So as you can see, the average GPA is 3.26. And let's find all students who have a GPA greater than that. So these are all the students who have a GPA greater than a 3.26, which is our average. Now, you might be wondering if we could kind of combine these, and the answer is yes. And the way that we combine them is using a nested query. So I'm going to show you how we could use nested queries to combine those two queries into one. So I have it in my slide. I'm just going to copy and paste it into SQL over here. Okay. And I'll press enter. So let me just explain. So as you can see, we get the same results as we did before. So let me just explain this query over here. The query that we have in parentheses is known as the inner query, and everything else in it is known as the outer query. This is our outer query over here. So SQL will execute the inner query first and then the outer query. So here first it finds the average GPA of all the students, and then it finds all the students who have a GPA greater than that. So as you can see over here. So that's one example of why we would want to use nested queries. Next, I'm going to go over correlated queries. So now I'm going to go back to my slides over here. So the textbook definition of a correlated query is it refers to queries that use attributes declared in the outer query and used in the inner query. So that's kind of a confusing definition. So the way that is explained in the slides is for each tuple in the outer query, evaluate the inner query once. So I'm going to show you guys an example of that. So let me, I'm going to go back to the SQL Plus. Okay, so I have two tables here. I have an employees table and a dependents table. So let me show you my employees table. So these are all the employees in the employees table. And then we have a dependents table. So let me just explain this table before I move forward. So in our dependents table, we have all these people and they depend on someone from the employees table. So here we have this guy named Ben, and he depends on employee with an EID of 2. So EID in this table is a foreign key referring to the employees table. So E2 refers to this guy over here, refers to Steve. So in my example here, we are going to find all the employees who have a dependent with the same name. So just by looking at these tables here, you can see that Bob has a dependent named Bob, and Juan also has a dependent named Juan. You can tell by the EIDs, they match. So what I'm going to show you guys a query. It's also in my slides, and I am going to paste it in there in here. So let me show you guys that, and I will explain it. So it returns what we expected it to return. So what's going on here? So for every employee, we run this inner query over here. So we first, for every employee, we find someone from the dependents table where the EID and the dependents table matches the employee EID. And we do that for every employee in the employees table. So they're pretty powerful nested queries and correlated queries. And that is what I have for my slides today. I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation. Hope you guys learned a lot. And I'm just going to show you the resources that I found helpful before I end this presentation. So let me quickly go over my resources. So my references for this presentation came from this link here, and also Dr. Kang's slide. So thank you everybody for listening and have an awesome day.